Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I know I said that I was technically gonna be doing book reviews, but I watched the Obsession movie, a little bit ago. I think it was more like a month ago, but that's okay. And anyways, I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was a great movie. And then I started getting TikToks about it. And yeah, I just had to talk about it. I feel like everybody's probably talking about it too, but I don't really know because I'm in a weird spot on YouTube, so I don't really get any of the popular things. So I don't know. I know that there's one guy that made a review on it that nobody liked, I guess, and the only reason why I know that is because it popped up on my YouTube, and I was like, I have no idea who that is. I thought it was an actor from the movie. But anyways, I'm kind of not really reviewing it. I do have a bit of a hot take on the movie. Okay? I'm sorry. A little bit of a hot take. I personally really loved the movie. Really loved it. My hot take is more with other people's interpretations. So we'll get into that. But just wanted to start off by saying, if you haven't seen the movie Obsession, amazing. It's an amazing movie. I would say it's not that scary. So if you're somebody that likes horror but you're scared easily, I'd say it's not that scary. It's definitely gonna fuck you up a little bit mentally. You're gonna be like, holy shit, a little upset. But there are also a ton of people laughing when I was watching it, so you might find it hilarious. I don't know. I kind of watched it and was just depressed. I was filled with existential dread, and was just thinking about my life, while there were teenage boys laughing. So and a shocking amount of people being like, "Oh my God, she's just like me." So it's fun for everyone, I guess. But again, if you haven't seen it, totally recommend watching that first because I am going to be spoiling it. I don't really remember everything that's happened because my timing is so bad for this video, but that's okay. So it might not be super accurate spoilers, but it will be spoiled a little bit. Another thing is this movie is really deep. It's got some really deep premises there. I'm not gonna go that crazy into it. I'm just gonna kind of well, actually I might. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm gonna try to stay a little bit light and airy because it's a pretty heavy movie with pretty heavy topics. I'm not gonna go that in depth because I don't know. I feel like you're better off just watching the movie instead of just I don't know, watching someone's video essay on it. So I'll try to keep it a little bit airy. If I'm done making the video and I feel like it is kind of heavy, I'll put it up somewhere on screen being like, I lied. So, yeah. With that being said, let's get into it. So, watch the movie Obsession. I loved it. Have a lot of thoughts on it. A lot of things going on. And I thought it was amazing. Definitely a lot to talk about. There's so much that you could talk about with this movie, and that's what people are doing. So I've been seeing some stuff on TikTok and I'm kind of like, oh God. Okay, so I feel like I might have a little bit of a hot take, which is what I'm doing here today. But basically, I'm just doing my thing, looking at a dude catching alligators, and the next video is a Obsession video, and they're saying that Ian's the bad guy, the villain of the movie. Okay, yeah, I'm on board with that thought. I see another one where they're like, Bear is the villain, no one else. Okay. Suddenly Sarah's the villain, no one else. Somehow Sarah's dad is a villain and no one else, which is a little crazy. I also did not realize that was her dad until the very end of the movie. Actually, no, I didn't realize it was her dad until someone online said it was her dad, and I was like, oh shoot, how did I miss that? I don't know. I thought he was just a really supportive boss, but basically everybody is saying that one singular character is the villain, and nobody else. And my hot take is that everyone's the villain in that film. Everybody fucking sucks. Which honestly, I don't think is that much of a hot take, but it might be a hot take. But pretty much, my interpretation of this wonderful movie is, yeah, everybody's the villain. Honestly, I think one of my favorite things about the movie is just how well the characters are developed and written, and like they feel very real. And it's like I've met people like Ian in my life. I've met people like Sarah. I've met people like Nikki, and I've met people like Bear. And I am gonna say I hate that his name is Bear. I'm sorry, I thought it was stupid. I could not tell what they were saying for like half the movie, and then I was like, oh, his name is Bear. I didn't like that. Sorry, that's just me. I just thought that was a little dumb. Why can't he just have a normal name? Oh, I also think the cashiers of the witch shop were the villains in the movie. Yeah, because why are you just selling that crap? Come on, at least be like, hey, this is legit. Be careful. Like, I don't know. At least put on, like, behind, like at least lock them up, like Walmart. I mean, there's more protection for Tide Pods than for, like, a wish stick that could ruin your life. I don't know. At least lock them up a little bit. I don't know. I can't get deodorant myself, but I could fuck up my life with a wish stick because I thought it was fake. Come on, people. You know it's real. You work there. That's actually really funny if this whole video just turns into me arguing for why the people working at the witch shop are the evil people. Or I guess it's not a witch shop. I don't know what you would call it. But I don't know what you would call it. That might have been insensitive. I'm sorry. I don't know what it's called. But I really love the movie. Really love the relationships going on. I completely lost my train of thought. But basically, it's like everything's great. Like, character-wise. Loved it. It was one of my favorite parts. And when I was watching that, like, I wasn't really just sitting there being like, oh my god, this person's a villain, oh my god, that person's a villain. I wasn't really taking sides, because I feel like they all just blend so well with each other, and I feel like it's just not fair to say that one person is the villain, because that's just not really how it works, especially in real life. Like, I feel like it was just very accurate to real life. Like, in real life, there's rarely just, like, a singular bad guy in a situation. I mean, there's usually someone that's a little bit more at fault than someone else, but, I mean, there isn't really, like, a singular bad guy. So I really like that with the movie, but I found it interesting that everybody was trying to, like, pin all the blame on one character, because I don't know, I feel like that just like wasn't really the takeaway of the movie or the point of the movie. I think like the whole point of the movie is that people are fucked up. That my big takeaway from the movie is that people are fucked up. I don't know, people are fucked up. You could try your best to be a good friend, but there's gonna be shitty friends, and people are gonna let you down, and you know, things get complicated, and relationships aren't super straightforward, and yeah, friend groups are hard. It's hard to be in a group of people, and it's hard to balance relationships like that, and you just never really, like, I don't know, people are, like, unpredictable. Everything's unexpected. Because another thing is, like, she's been friends with Bear for, like, years. A good case for Bear. Like, she's been friends with him for years, and, like, trusts him and is close with him and feels safe with him, and she would have never expected him to do the things that he did. So that just kind of goes to show. Like, the whole takeaway is that, like, yeah, people fucking suck, okay? People suck. I'd like, definitely, I'd gotta say that Evil Nikki is also, like, a pretty good candidate for a villain in the film as well. I feel like Evil Nikki didn't really get as much hate, Or I guess Wish Nikki. I don't know. Whatever. But because I feel like she, like, I don't know. I feel like people aren't really hating on her because she's connected to Nikki, and you can't really hate on poor little Nikki because she's a victim. She's like the victim of the film. But also Wish Nikki, I don't know. I didn't see her as Nikki. I mean, that girl's crazy psychopath. I don't know. I don't like her. I feel like she's equally villain. But for whatever reason, I feel like the general consensus was that everyone was like, no, evil Nikki. Wish Nikki's fine, but Bear's evil. Sarah's evil. Ian is evil, but Wish Nikki, no, she's fine. Which I honestly think is really funny because I was kind of expecting like the complete opposite. Just everybody saying that Wish Nikki is like the villain. So that was kind of fun to see. But to back up my claim, let's go into it character by character. Why are they all to blame? I guess I'll start with Nikki first because I feel like she's the easiest. I feel like Nikki herself isn't necessarily like in the wrong. I don't know. I feel like she could have done a little bit better of a job with communicating here and there. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Because we don't get a lot of just, like, straight up Nikki. So it's hard to really say, like, what role she was playing in really anything. Because we don't really get a lot of her. But, I mean, it is pretty obvious that Bear's flirting with her. So, I mean, like, if anything, if we were to, like, say any blame against her, I would say that she probably should have been a little bit more clear with Bear and just been like, friend zone. Nah, I'd say that's probably about it. That's really it. But even that's, like, not that big of a deal. Because it's like, I don't know. And they have to, like, honestly, in the movie, they have to do something. Like, there has to be something there where it seems like there's at least a little bit of a chance for Bear to end up with Nikki, or else there's, like, no point in the One Wish Willow. Like, if there isn't even, like, a little bit of hope, there's just no point in the movie. So, yeah, that's just, honestly, yeah. Really, Nikki's not a villain in any way, shape, or form. It's really just, I don't know, if she were to just, like, friend zone him, I don't know, that would probably be about it. I feel like he probably still would have made the wish, though. So, that's about it. Getting on to Wish Nikki. Very much the villain. Wish Nikki is very interesting because what is she? like what is she? They don't really explain that. Like, is it a demon? Is she possessed? Is it like an alter ego of Nikki herself? Like, is it like, I don't know, Nikki, but like, I don't know, alter ego Nikki? I don't know. Like, it's just not really explained what she is, like, at all. And I personally really like that because it leaves it up to a lot of interpretation. And she has a lot of crimes against her, that woman. Murder, lots and lots of murder, lots and lots of animal abuse. I did not appreciate that. Honestly, that was probably like one of the worst parts of that movie was the fucking cat scene. I was like, oh my god. I wanted to cry. It was so bad when I saw that. Which probably says a lot about me, but that poor little cat did not deserve to die. Also, like, I thought that was, I don't know, I thought that death was weird and not explained enough, and justice for my girl, that cat. I loved her. She was beautiful. She had a full life out of her. And then she got turned into a sandwich. Sandwich. She didn't even get a proper burial. Also, he just threw her in the dumpster. I would never have done that with my poor pet cat. So, yeah, I'd say Wish Nikki is pretty evil, but she does get a little bit of a pass because I'm assuming that she is already some kind of evil entity. So you know what? She's just kind of like being herself. And you can't really blame her that much for that. So, well, she is pretty evil and has done some heinous things, has a lot of crimes against her. I don't know, she was just doing her thing. I don't know. Not much to go off there. Because, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of wondering, it would have been kind of cool if she was some weird, like, tree entity, because, you know, it's a willow branch. That would have been kind of fun. Like in Pocahontas, how the willow tree's alive. That would have been fun. But unfortunately, we never got a reveal. So, whatever. Moving on to the next character. I guess, like, next up, let's do Bear. He's pretty easy. Bear, what are his qualms? I feel like he's honestly not as evil as people are making him out to seem in the beginning. He's honestly very real, very relatable. I'm sure that we've all been there where we've been, again, I'm not going to say obsessed, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like in the beginning he was not obsessed with Nikki. He was just, you know, in love with her. I feel like everyone's been in love at some point in their life, or, you know, just infatuated with someone. And I feel like everyone's kind of, like, looked too much into things, or been too hopeful about things, or whatever. So I feel like he's not that evil in the beginning, because I feel like that's so very real. To be like, well, I don't, like, she was there for me at, like, a really hard time, and, like, you know, I mean, like, when you have strong feelings for somebody, sure, everyone's looked way too much into it. Like, oh, but she held my hand that one time, so it must mean that she feels something for me. So I don't blame him, because I'm like, real. That's very real. Poor little guy. Poor little guy Bear. And he was also kind of being led on a little bit, which we'll get into in a second. And I honestly really love that opening scene in the diner where he's confessing his feelings to the waitress, like practicing what he's going to say to Nikki. I really love that scene because it was just so, like, so genuine. And, like, he does really care about her and really love her. And yeah, it's just, ooh, it was a hard watch. It kind of, that one hurt a little bit because it's like, yeah, you know that Nikki doesn't feel that way about him, and then it's just the next few scenes are rough. The scenes leading up to him making the wish are just really rough, rough watches. So, God, that was hard. So I don't think that he's a villain in the beginning, because it's just all very relatable. And I feel like everything could have been very easily avoided. Yeah. But, I mean, he does really care about her, and I think he's a little bit too... He definitely looks into it a little bit too much. He's definitely kind of, like, imagining this perfect Nikki that isn't exactly real Nikki. And I'm saying that real Nikki isn't... Like, and I'm not dissing real Nikki at all, but he definitely kind of has, like, this fantasy version of her that's not exactly accurate to real her. And then I also saw people pointing out things where it's like he didn't really know that she wasn't close to her dad, which I don't really feel like is that accurate. I feel like since it's common knowledge, I find it hard to believe that he didn't know that. I think it was just he wanted to be with Nikki so bad, and once he was finally with her, he was overlooking the red flags because it's like everything that he ever hoped and dreamed for, so he didn't really want to give that up. So I think it was more of he's just like, oh, yeah, well, her dad's dying, of course she's gonna care a little bit. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Instead of him just, like, not knowing that, I feel like it makes more sense for him to just be like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, your dad's dying. Yeah, like, I feel like that makes more sense than him just not knowing at all. Because, I don't know, especially since they've been friends for years, since high school, it wouldn't make any sense for him to not know that she's not close with her family. I don't know. I also feel like it also kind of... Okay, we get in a little bit muddy territory here, but I feel like he's not fully at fault for not getting her like professional help, because I saw a lot of people saying that, where they were like, oh well, he should have like taken her to a psychiatrist or taken her to a hospital. And I don't completely blame him for that, because it's like, no one else was really helping either. I feel like it's a really sticky situation that he was in. Again, it's like his dreams came true. He has his dream girl, and she's being a little funky, and he just doesn't really know like what's normal Nikki relationship behavior and what's not. Like, it's a new relationship, so I get that. And then that's also like, what the hell is going on with you? You know what I mean? I feel like I wouldn't know what to do in that situation if I was dating someone and they just started trying to feed me my cat. Well, okay, I would leave them, actually. Well, first off, I would leave them. But no, I feel like before the cat stuff, just like her being weird and like really cleany and like yelling at him and stuff and kind of like lying. You know what, actually, I don't have time for that crap, so I would just leave someone right away. But I could totally see why someone would be like confused and like, well, I don't really know what to do. I don't know what kind of help she needs. So I definitely get that. Also, because Ian and Sarah are not helpful. They're just like, you need to get her some help. Great. Great. What do you mean by help? Where should I take her to? What do you recommend? Can you help me? She's your friend too. I don't know. Which, I'm kind of getting a little bit ahead of myself there. But I feel like Bear's not fully to blame for that either. But then what exactly makes Bear the villain of the story? Or I guess to blame, because they're all villains in my eyes. They're all the bad guys. Well, obviously the abuse. I'm not gonna get into it, but that was crazy. That was like, I saw that and I was like, because I was sympathizing with Bear there. I was like, okay, yeah, I get it, man. I like, all been there. I was expecting him to do the right thing. I was really holding out hope there, and then that happened, and I was like, oh god. Oh god. I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry so bad. I was like, I hate this guy. What the heck? Honestly, yeah, I think like right up to that point is like where his downfall is. I think leading up to there, I wouldn't say he was fully to blame, because he was just so like, oh my god, my dream, like everything's working out. He was like on cloud 9, and then after that, it was just downhill. And yeah, like shitty friend who's being a shitty friend. He tried to cheat on her. They really abused her. I'm trying to think of what else he did. I honestly can't really remember Bear that much in the last few parts of it. Ooh, you know what I thought was really fucked up that I think is a great point in the movie, and I actually really love that they included this. Also, I found out that I guess this wasn't originally part of the script, so I guess, okay, major spoiling because I'm about to talk about the ending, but I guess for the ending, they were both supposed to die, like Nikki and Bear were both supposed to die, but then the guy that plays Bear was like, oh no, I feel like it would be better if Bear died, and then boom, Nikki's free. Which I honestly love that they did that ending, because I feel like a lot of Nikki's arc was like a metaphor for abuse, because I don't think that I could say the actual word on YouTube. So if you've seen the movie, hopefully you know what I'm talking about. But I think that ending was incredibly beautiful, because I feel like it's very accurate to what it's like to undergo that kind of abuse. I don't even know if I could say the word abuse on YouTube. Fuck. I might have to censor that. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But anyways, a lot of the times when something like that happens, you get fucked up, and then whoever did it to you, they're gone, and oh well, you just have to live with it. That was fun. Great, so that horrible thing happened to you? Well, now you have to move on with your life and figure out how to go on from here. So I think that was a very beautiful ending, given like the whole metaphor of Wish Nikki, because you know, she snaps out of it and like everyone's dead. All the crimes that Wish Nikki committed are still there and very real. And she just has to like, I don't know, she just has to figure it out, I guess. You know, she has no job. Actually, you know what? She technically might still have a job. I don't know. But, you know, she's murdered several people. There's several dead people. She's had horrible things happen to her. Incredibly traumatic experience. And yeah, she just has to figure out how to move on. And I think that was a beautiful ending. I mean, obviously very fucked up, but I think it was uh, beautiful in the sense of it really ties everything together and just kind of like throws it in your face of like, that, like, that's what she went through. That's just what it's like. So I feel like if you're somebody that has never gone through that or has no idea what that feels like, I feel like the ending did a really good job of putting it into like a little bit of a perspective. I definitely wanted to cry by the end of the movie. I was like, fuck, that was very real. So, coming from me, I give that ending a 10 out of 10. Okay, back to Bear, because I got super off topic there. I don't remember what else. Oh, right. So, another one of Bear's crimes is killing himself instead of doing the right thing. There were so many chances where he could have just made things better, and instead he just decided to be selfish and an asshole. Right up until the end, he decided to save himself instead of, I don't know, save Nikki. You could have killed her and then killed yourself. Super easy. Sorry, there's a loud noise outside. I did not know what that sound was, but I think it is a lawnmower. So if you hear a lawnmower, apologies. This video is almost over. You're just gonna have to put up with it. Moving on from Bear, because I lost my train of thought and I am not trying to redo that. Let's do Sarah next, because I feel like Sarah's a little bit, yeah. Let's do Sarah. Sarah's the villain. Okay, so Sarah likes Bear and tells Nikki, and seemingly nobody else knows. So we got a weird, interesting love triangle going on here. I mean, so far I feel like she's not that bad. I think her biggest crime in the entire movie is that when, you know, Bear and Nikki start dating, putting it in quotes because it's technically Wish Nikki, but you know, whatever. When they start dating, she's still like flirting with him. Like, what's wrong? Like, that's your best friend. And like, okay, arguably, yeah, it is a little bit. Okay, actually, no. I completely forgot to mention that. This is technically more of a Wish Nikki thing, but yeah, that is actually very fucked up. Where if your best friend tells you, they're like, hey, I got the hots for this dude, and you start dating that dude, that is fucked up. I give you that. But what's even more fucked up is to continue flirting with the guy and trying to steal him from your best friend. It doesn't matter that you know, call dibs on him or not. Like, that's so fucked up. Like, I don't know, that's your best friend's boyfriend. Why are you trying to take him? Why? Like, I think that's her biggest crime of the whole movie. It's just, like, what are you doing? I mean, like, yeah, that's fucked up. But you could have just easily been like, hey, Nikki, like, that was fucked up. You knew I was into him. Why are you dating him? It could have been as simple as that. I don't know. I don't know. I thought that was weird. I mean, I understand, like, that's really fucked up, but you don't have to do that. That's even more fucked up, in my opinion. Cheating is very wrong. And if you don't feel that way, then oops. Unsubscribe. But, where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. But I think that was, like, definitely her biggest flaw in the whole movie, is that like she just kept trying to get with him and it was very gross, and she also just was not concerned like at all with Nikki's well-being. to be fair, like, nobody really seemed to give a shit about Nikki's well-being. Bless her heart. Like, poor Nikki is going through it, and, like, nobody gives a shit. So, I felt so bad for her. Even though it was technically Wish Nikki who's evil, but still, they don't know that. So, they're just, like, I don't know. She did not give a shit about Nikki's feelings at all. Did not seem to care that she was in agony. And then, yeah, it's like texting your boyfriend at like odd hours of the night and being like, come to my car at 3 a.m. Like, I don't know, what do you want to do with that? And then, like, trying to kiss him in the spin the bottle game. Like, I don't know. It was just so, why? Oh yeah, and then when they're at work, she's like trying to flirt with him too. I'm kind of like, excuse me. Now, did she deserve to die? No. That made me very sad, actually. But, come on. Get your shit together. Be a better person. Okay, and then that brings us to Bear. Bear's the last one. Or, no, not Bear. Shit, what's his name? Ian. Ian's our last criminal of the movie. And I might add in the shopkeeper. Actually, no. I can't remember what the boss did, so I'm not gonna include him. But Ian, I feel like this entire movie could have been avoided, if Ian was just a better person. Cause like honestly, I mean Ian was hooking up with Nikki. And it's implied that he knows that Sarah's into Bear, but it's not really said. I don't know. I might have been looking into that a little bit wrong. So feel free to prove me wrong. But, I mean, he's been hooking up with Nikki. And he knows that Bear is, like, into her. And it's like, dude, you could have just said, hey, I'm sorry. I know that, you know, you're really into Nikki, but, I mean, we've been hooking up. She's not into you. Sorry. Like, the whole movie could have been avoided if you did that. The whole movie. Because my poor little baby bear, poor little early movie baby bear before he was evil, had so much hope. And he was like, yeah, maybe it'll work out. And you just let him on. Oh, God. That's so fucked up. Because, like, I get not, like, wanting to crush his dreams, but it's way more fucked up to just, like, be like, yeah, so totally want you if you just ask her out. Also, he gave her, like, horrible advice. Like, the waitress in the beginning, I feel like, was giving him such great advice when he was doing, like, the practice confession. And then fucking Ian's like, no, call her freaking Nikki. Why don't you actually insult her and be like, go out with me, bitch? She'll love that. Like, what are you doing? Not only is that fucked up to do to Bear, because you're, like, purposely sabotaging him and making him seem like a fucking asshole to Nikki, and just, like, I don't know, giving him bad advice. Like, who the fuck does that? But you're also fucking with Nikki, man. Like, come on, like, you don't own her. She's not your property. I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird because it seems like he's almost, like, the advice is so bad, it's like, what, are you, like, territorial over her or something? I don't know. Like, either give him good advice, or, like, I don't know, tell him the truth about what's happening. I don't know. That was pissing me off. That pissed me off so bad, I wanted to punch him in the face, because I was like, I don't know. Like, it's so shitty, because, like, if you give him terrible advice like that, he's just gonna, like, hurt Nikki. So it's like, okay, great, he hurts Nikki, and now you get the girl. Like, okay, whatever, asshole. Have you heard about caring about people? Okay, so you just, like, want her all to yourself. Whatever, dickhead. Like, that actually pissed me off so bad. So, not only is he giving horrible advice, but, like, he also just doesn't really seem to give that much of a shit about Nikki. To be fair, I don't know. This is probably, like, a little bit more controversial of a take, but if I was in a friend group and two of the people in the friend group started dating, and I noticed that, you know, the girl is, like, going cuckoo bananas, Cocoa Puffs, And I was like, hey, are you sure that your girlfriend's okay? Because she's cuckoo bananas Cocoa Puffs right now. What's up with that? And he was just like, yeah. That's, like, I don't know. She's really fucking weird. And he's, like, confessing that she's, like, really fucking weird. Because another thing that I will know about Bear is that early on in the Wish, he was like, yeah, like, she's freaking me the fuck out. I don't really know what to do. And was, like, asking for help. He wasn't really getting it. So, you know, I'll give him that. At least he was trying to get some help in the beginning. I mean, by the end, he was just, like, too far gone. Hate the guy at the end. But early Bear was trying. So, okay, so Ian's fault is that if I was Ian in that situation and I genuinely gave a shit about Nikki, I would have been like, hey, Nikki, we need to get you some help. Also, the fact that, like, I don't know, because he didn't buy, like, the whole dad's dying bullshit, but he also wasn't as, like, hands down about it. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't like, hey, dude, like, you know that she hasn't talked to her dad in, like, forever. Which I thought that was, like, another weird thing, is that it seemed like nobody really fully understood, like, the relationship between her and her dad. I don't know. It was a little bit weird. So, that's a little muddy. Jeez, it's so fucking loud. Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. Video's almost over. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to power through. Okay, you're gonna have to power through. Hopefully it's not that loud on your end, because on my end it is loud. But anyways, I would have gotten her help. Like, if that was my friend, I would have been like, okay, we're gonna go to a doctor or something. I don't know what's going on with you, but we're getting you some help. And I would have been like, dude, maybe you should just take it easy for a little bit. Like, I don't know. Can I get you, like, I don't know, a ginger ale or something? I don't know. I would actually, like, talk to her and try to help her. That was, like, another thing that kind of, like, pissed me off about the movie, is, like, no one was really trying to, like, talk to her. Like, no one was talking to her about what was happening. They were just, like, complaining to Bear. Like, okay, Bear, so fix your girlfriend, because we don't like what she's up to. Okay, how about you talk to your friend and ask her what's up? I don't know. Like, Bear doesn't own her. Why are you assuming that, like, he's in control of her and her emotions? I don't know. I think that's stupid. But, another qualm with Ian, actually, you know what? That might have been all of it, because I kind of don't really... Oh, I think another thing is, like, he just, like, was just, like, he was just a bad friend in general. Bad friend to Bear, bad friend to Nikki, bad friend to Sarah. Like, I don't know, because it's, like, he knew that he didn't even, like, try to trust Bear. Like, Bear came to him freaking out, trying to, like, reverse the wish to get him to wish. And, like, if I had a friend that was freaking the fuck out and was like, please, I need you to make that wish, I'd be like, okay, I guess I'll do it, no questions asked, because they're coming to me freaking out, and their girlfriend is Cuckoo Banana Puffs, and I've been noticing that she's Cuckoo Banana Puffs. I'd be like, okay, I mean, I guess I will. Okay, I'll make that wish for you, buddy. Because, I mean, worst that happens is, like, nothing happens. You know what I mean? Like, pro, everything's fixed and everything's fine and dandy. Con, nothing happens. And you just go on with your day. So, that pissed me off, because he could have so easily had, like, fixed everything. Because, like, okay, I don't really exactly remember the wording of everything, but I'm pretty sure the wish that Bear wanted him to make was, like, gonna reverse everything. So everything would have just gone back to, like, the beginning before Bear ever made the wish, which would have solved, like, everything. Sarah would have still been alive, Nikki would have been fine, he wouldn't have called her Freaky Nikki, like, everything would have been fine, everything would have been... But no, he had a wish for $1 million, which, to be fair, I would have totally wished for $1 million too. But, like, I would help my friend first, I don't know. Actually, no, I take that back. If I was Bear, okay, picture this. I'm in the movie Obsession. I'm Bear, and I see the One Wish Willow. I would have bought the One Wish Willow for myself, and I would have bought that crystal necklace for Nikki. And I would have wished for $1 million for myself, and I would have given Nikki the crystal necklace. And I would have been like, hey, Nikki, I got $1 million. Come on a date with me. I'm kidding. I probably wouldn't do that. No, I probably wouldn't do that. But you know what? I would have wished for the $1 million, and I would have replaced her crystal necklace. Actually, I wouldn't have, because the crystal necklaces were ugly. There, I said it. I thought they looked ugly as hell. If I was gonna get her a crystal necklace, it was gonna be a pretty one, not one of those ugly guys, cause they looked stupid. And that's my hot take of the whole movie, is that the crystal necklaces were ugly. Yeah. Okay, I think I covered everything. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry, it's bad and all over the place. I'm learning. By video number 10, it should be amazing and the best thing that you've ever seen on YouTube. So just stick around, just you wait. Video number 10, I might be lying to you. But yeah, anyways, I love the movie Obsession. If you haven't seen it, I would give it a watch. I give that movie like, I don't know, fuck, I didn't think that far ahead. I'd probably give it like a 9 out of 10. I really, really liked it. I'm a really big fan of psychological horror. I like things that make me think, and I wanted to cry while watching it, and I thought a lot. So, yeah, I give it like a 9 out of 10. If you want me to do like an actual review instead of just like a silly little mini character go through, like whatever the fuck this was, if you want like an actual review, let me know. I'll type out something fancy, and actually make a script. I high-key have not been making scripts because I kinda hate writing and I don't know what to say. But if you really want like an in-depth review video, I will do it, and I will make it more sophisticated. But if you like this random, silly, I don't know, whatever, I don't know, if you like whatever I'm doing, let me know, because I will keep doing it. And then, I don't know, push buttons and stuff, and have a great day. Bye. I don't know, guys, I'm sorry. I'm tired, I'm sorry, I don't know. Bye.